Hello guys and welcome to my end of year special. This year we're going to have a look at what's been happening in the year, the key element being the changes. We're going to analyse some more combinations slash combos, we've got some good ones. And we're also going to play a few guessing games. Now first of all, hence the black screen, I'd just like to start by saying to everyone, thank you for everyone who's supported my channel, whether that's watched the video, liked, subscribed, or even given me some interesting comments to read. Obviously, state the obvious, excluding trolls, but thanks to everyone who's done all that stuff this year, because it's been fantastic to see the involvement in my channel, and a lot. I put a lot of effort into this channel, and that's what I choose to. I choose to do so, really. Yes. This is a new projector. I managed to get it from education. Managed to get a projector from my school, actually. A disused, this isn't an Epson EBX24 if anyone's interested. Of course, my old one was more of a home video projector. Okie dokie. So without further ado, welcome to 2023's end of year special. So, we're going to have a look at channel changes first. So earlier this year, as you remember, I completely changed the layout of my channel. So now we have a guaranteed long upload once a day, and we have longer descriptions with better video quality. I hope that you guys have found the channel layout better. You probably would have done, because there was no real layout before. It was just do it as you do it and see what happens, really. But this is the format I'll be using until I run out of videos. Of course, you know, you don't like to say these things, but sometimes you've got to tell the truth. One day I will run out of videos, but currently the schedule is going up until 2025 already. So you have got to guarantee 2 years worth of videos, and more to come, because I've still not filmed everywhere I possibly can and everywhere I will visit. I will keep a schedule. That's basically it. If I ever run out of video, I keep a schedule, but I'll increase the amount of time between each video, such as maybe make it 2 days, 3 days, stuff like that. But of course, we're not at that point yet. There's no need to worry about that. But if we do get to that point, and when we do get to that point, I will let you guys know. So, when the button wants to work, we're looking at the best dryers for me this year. So PHS Ultra Dry, the World Dry Smart Dry, and the Excel Dry Accelerator. This year, I couldn't decide which one to pick as my favourite, so I decided to pick them all. PHS Ultra Dry has a unique design. It's one of my childhood dryers, as I was a regular Costa customer. I do remember a story that there was this cleaning lady who went round the Costas well, it was Bassetlaw at the time, so Worksop and Retford Costas. And she used to say, oh yeah, I used to get like a little thing from behind the counter if I tested the dryer. At the time, it was an Ultra Dry LE. It was up the hotlines for a bit, but not for long, because she doesn't work there anymore, I don't think. But that was mainly an Ultra Dry LE. Of course, I did do it, you know, because I was quite young at that point. I did do it with like hands over ears and stuff like that. But I'd say it's a childhood dryer just from Costa, not from anywhere else. Just from Costa, really, because every single time I went to a town centre, I remember going to a Costa. Not so much anymore, because now there's alternative places with seating. That's the key. And sometimes you don't even need... when I go to a town centre, I can go to a cafe, do it, shop and leave, effectively. Anyway, the World Dry Smart Dry, it's a very good performer. It's quite rare in this country. But the Smart Dry, Ultra Dry divide at Whitbread sites. Smart Dry is very rare in this country, but I'm not sure... I said I prefer an Ultra Dry over a Smart Dry, you see. But Smart Dries are still pretty good. I'm not sure if it puts me off when there's been a replacement taking place, but you know, I do like the Smart Dry, and obviously it's been discontinued now. But Whitbread, there's loads, and they're all. It's like before I started using Whitbreads, I found a few at Centre Parks, and that was it. But since I started visiting Whitbreads, I've been introduced to loads of Smart Dry. The Excel Dry Accelerator is a fast dryer. The 1.1 nozzle does have low emissions, and there are many fantastic features that are just exclusive to the Accelerator. Of course, we've done best dryers. You're thinking worst dryers, but no. This year, I've sort of had to do a runner-up, really. But the thing is, for me, I don't do a best dryer of the year. It's likely that these results are never going to change. There are two runners-up, actually. I'm just going to talk to you about the worst dryers first, and then I'm going to tell you about the runner-ups. So, for the worst dryers, it's going to have to be the hand burners, I'm afraid, because most of them are abysmal things. They're cheap and they don't actually dry your hands, and some are replacements for good things. Now this year I'm certain I uploaded the Ilkeston Library, where they had the Poiriat or / Kingly Soft Dry branded Advent. That must have clearly replaced the Model A. Now that's not my thing at all, obviously. Well, it's no one's, is it? Because it doesn't dry your hand, it just burned them. And I burnt my hand, and it's frustrating because it replaced an ancient Model A. Similar one to the one, it would have been a similar one to the one I found at Chesterfield Library, which was in the disabled toilet. Likewise, in the gents at Chesterfield Library, there was no gents at Ilkeston as I explained. In the gents at Chesterfield Library, there was a Levante branded Poiriat K2008, which most likely replaced an A48. Not good. I'm trying to think now. I don't think there's any other Derbyshire libraries I've found with those. There is ones with other things, but not with those two dryers. So we are going to have a runner-up. I've got two dryers on there. One's got an explanation and one hasn't. One doesn't need an explanation for me. One I could just talk about. Any guesses, guys? Any guesses? Make sure to put them in the comments below. I don't see the point in doing guesses because I'm going to reveal it in 5 seconds. As soon as I press this button. Oops. It's been revealed. Right. Runner up, the Dyson AB01, 02, 03 and 04. So basically the AB range is what I call it. I'm not sure if that's what I meant to call it. And that's definitely not a term used by Dyson, but I call it the AB range. I have picked these as they are the most unique Dyson dryers and arguably the most unique hands-ins with the startup, making them my favourite dryers and also my favourite Dysons. Obviously the startup's unique on all 4 of them. I still don't know how to work them out. I have been told how to work them out, but it just goes straight out my head, to be quite honest. And the Velay Pebbles. I do like the Pebble because it's unique. It's a high-speed hand dryer, a modern one, and it's not got basics about it, if you get what I mean. Like people would prefer maybe a rarer but less practical dryer than a modern practical dryer, because before the PHS Airstream started to be revealed, all the negatives about it, such as about startup. Before, I was thinking about it as, I used to like them at first. They used to be my favourite hand dryer like 5 years ago, but not now, of course. When the only ones used to exist in Debenhams, Mansfield, and you wouldn't be able to find them anywhere else. They don't really exist anywhere in Mansfield other than the Green King pubs. Anyway, we move on. I used to find them boring because they're generally it's almost like replacing loads of old dryers across different places with one standard dryer. And a relative of mine who knows nothing about hand dryers said to me, says, one day every dryer is going to be an Airstream. And I says, yes it is. I says, that's why we film them before that happens. But my point being, it's almost like replacing loads and loads of good dryers with all these modern, with like 2 or 3 modern ones that they're all the same. Right, the Velay Pebble, it's a modern one, but it's got cool features. Just as the startup, it's actually a good dryer, as in it does dry properly, and it's not like some of the, I mean, it's many of the Chinese hand dryers that don't actually dry your hands, but it properly, especially with the animation. And it also makes quite a nice sound. It's got a good startup. It can sometimes sound rough, but you can't expect startups like that to always sound perfect because it's almost never been tried before on a hand dryer. So next we've got possibly my favourite section of all time, and I'll never change my favourite section. It's the combinations. Now what I'm going to do for the combinations is I've emailed myself loads of the combinations now. For those of you who need my email address, already have my email address, so that's not going to be displayed on the video. Simply what I've done is a fun fact about this projector first. If I have it on a duplicated mode, it will not actually duplicate my screen as a full picture, whereas Extend will. Actually, the aspect ratio, it will not let me, in 4:3, have a full aspect ratio. It will only show half the screen in duplicate mode, hence why I have it in Extend, but I have it in Extend anyway. I've extended the email, half the emails on my side of the computer screen and half the emails on the projector side, because I'm sure you don't want to see the rest of my emails. Well, of course you don't. I've had these sent for months, so I did have to search them in actually. And obviously the half you need is on this side of the screen. If the projector screen goes black, it is because the email has come up. It shouldn't go black though. Now, so first of all, I just thought I'd add in an extra section just to explain and just to clarify things. What do I class as a combination? I'm going to leave this up while I get the combinations up, because I'm going to have to freeze it this time because I'm going to have to exit it. The only reason I've been freezing it before is so I can change the slides and then walk about for a bit, and simply I don't have to change the slide again. I can just press the remote and it will pick it up. I do not have a clicker, a presentation clicker, although I would like one. Two different dryers in the same toilet. They can be the same brand, but not two identical motors. Something I'd not like to class as a combo, because I don't like the definition of crap combos, but a PHS Airstream Vitesse and a PHS Airstream Whisper does class as a combo. Just with different covers. In certain cases, a Hotline JA05 and an Air Fury C1 is not a combo. Some people call it that, but I don't class it as that simply. I would not call it a combo. It's two, because they use the exact same motor, of course. A PHS Ultra Dry LA and the Warner Howard 5500E is a combo, I would say, mainly because they are effectively the same dryer, they use the same motor, but there's subtle differences, including the vent design is slightly different on one to the other. And there's a massive difference in the cover, and it's not down to the branded. Of course, Warner Howard don't make any of their own dryers, so that's how that one ends up. So now I'm just going to get the combinations up without further ado. So let's see if this one works. I think it's going to work. Let's just have a look. Yes, it's going to work. Lovely. I'm going to have to leave that like that, which is quite frustrating. On top, you have the Hotline JA01 branded as Ventaxia and the Starmix branded as Heat-Trace Savia Handy Dry 14, should I say. This is obviously at Next Meadowhall in that gents' toilet, the one that was unfortunately refurbished. The ladies had the combination that dryers by S filmed, and that was the Kingwee and the Zinda GSQ90, which were just seemed to be whatever was cheap drives were available at the time, really. This combination now, the ladies and gents both have Airstream Vitesses. The disabled dryer would have been safe, but it did of course have another Starmix, but it was broken, so they installed a Mitsubishi, which would have been better, and I would have preferred the entire toilet to have Mitsubishis rather than of course Airstream Vitesses, but there's not much we can do about that one. Anyway, this dryer is very much unique, as in the Starmix. It's very rare. The touch button's quite cool, and it's almost the vent design at the bottom. The actual cover design is also pretty rare. I've never seen it before. The JA01 is it's a decent dryer. It is Ventaxia branding is only mainly found in Next. It can be found elsewhere, but it's not very common. This is a good combo of fast and slow dryer. It is likely that the Hotline did replace all the Starmix. Next we have Dunelm Huddersfield, which I actually just went to on a random trip. We were in Huddersfield for something. We just needed to stop at a Halfords, nowhere else, just a Halfords. It was a Dunelm over the road. I thought I'd take my chances. I walked in, thought it looked very old, got to the cafe, into the toilet, saw the disabled door open with an air dry initial, and the rest of the day is history. This combination is pretty good. I do like the Mac flows. I prefer a combination, even if one dry is not as good as the other in this case, but it's a pretty good combination. Obviously, Dunelm did use the initial air dries, and the marks from behind the Magna did replace an initial air dry, but I couldn't fit the entire image on there to show the marks. The initial air dries, they are quite rare to find in Dunelm now. They didn't used to be, but I'd say that they are rare enough to find, as in finding old dries. You know, I'd say something along the lines of trying to find A48s in Sainsbury's maybe, or even slightly rarer than that. Probably slightly rarer than that. Okie dokie. Next we're going to move on to the next combinations of 2023. I do like I said, this is my favourite section because I do love combinations, of course. Next of all, we have Doncaster Public Toilets and Sainsbury's in Ireland, if I can get the right. There we are. Right. The top combination wasn't taken on my phone, hence the awful picture. We have a Handy Dries branded IKK 2801 and a Heat Store branded Quarryat 2008. This replaced A48, well, they were both A48s quite a few years ago, and they were refurbished, well, in recent years actually. They were refurbished in recent years. The entire block had the Ags, and this one's just been replaced with a Quarryat. The Heat Store branded dryers might be Doncaster Council standard now, because I've been in the Doncaster Council building that has had another Heat Store branded dryer. I have filmed it, but obviously it's added to the upload queue, which is quite a long one. This convo's average. I would prefer 2 Ikes on this one. because I don't really like the quarry out now. A Sainsbury's in Ardwick. Throughout the gents, disabled and baby chains, there's one Air Force and it's in the gents here. This store has kept its A48s up the Shires. 738, who's a toilet filmer, has filmed the gents a few times, and also the disabled here, which of course both have the A4800s, as well as the Air Force. This combination has been here for many years. The first time he filmed it was 2016, and this combo was still there then, when there was the aqua turquoise tiles. So it's not. I didn't check stickers at this time. Someone would have known when the Air Force was built, although that could have been pretty useful. The A48s, I'm presuming they're going to be pre-2010, of course, and they won't have the mod numbers with the serial number on them, of course. Next we have the black market in Warsop Mansfield. These are massive pictures because they weren't taken together. A Dyson Airblade ABO1 and a Nova 5, Canon branded. This is at the black market in Warsop, which is a working men's club. My music studio would come here for a concert sometimes, perform a concert. If you remember, in the entrance there's a gents and a ladies. I think the ladies in the entrance has an ABO1. The gents definitely does, and the disabled in the entrance has no paper towels or no hand dryers. The gents in the function room has a Canon branded Nova, and this is the ladies in the function room, which has an ABO1 and a Canon branded Nova, and a weird carpet in the ladies' toilets. Anyway, the first time I was told about this combination, you can literally see the Canon branded Nova through this window in the door. So that's why this video was taken pretty quickly. It was just as people were getting in. I requested with everything to take a video of this because it is a really good combo. I do like both of these dryers. The Nova's not particularly good, but it is particularly rare. And the one in the gents has been covered in all these bumper stickers. But of course the one in the ladies, little bit different, mainly because it can, well, possibly because it can be seen, or possibly not. Next then, we have an A48 and a Power Dry branded Kingwee. These are in the gents toilet at Burger King and Valley Entertainment, Sheffield, with the Kingwee replacing another A48. Out of the gents and disabled toilet, this A48 is the last one to remain because the one in the disabled has been replaced with a heat store branded Quiet. Burger King used to use A48s quite a lot. They used them for many years until they switched to SM48 in the 2010s. To Quiets mainly at the end of about 2021, and they seem to switch to Air Force now because I found a few branches with those. Anyway, most branches with replaced A48s, except from if it's been fully refurbished, like here, they'll just use random cheap dries to replace them. Also, what I've seen in Derby in a video that will be uploaded for you next year. This is an average combo. I very much prefer two A48s. Very much. So, next we have the Cineworld in Valley Entertainment. By the way, all the dryers that aren't shown together, they are in the same toilet, they just couldn't be getting a full capture, or I didn't ask for them. This is, I didn't ask for the full capture, sorry, I mean. This is the Cineworld, it's the gents, it has been refurbished. I'm presuming that the Quiet hand dryer replaced a Dyson. It's probably likely install the expensive dryers first and replace with the cheap one. If you remember, I filmed this one, a disabled with a Zinder, and the Starbucks disabled, which has an XA48. There used to be gents toilets in the Starbucks and ladies as well, but I think they've been converted into a storage room now, because the only other door there said staff only, and someone walked in and there was a massive storage room, so I'm presuming they used to be the toilets, because now we just have this single toilet. They used to have air dry classics anyway, no XA48, but I'm presuming they were XA48s, and I think they were air dry classics, of course, red ring branded in that case, two throughout the cinema. This is an average combo. Don't really have any opinion on it. I just found both dryers boring and the Quiet just abysmal, to be particularly honest. Next, we have the Nature Reserve. This Nature Reserve is the one up in the Derwent Valley. It's Severn Trent. It's owned by Severn Trent Water, Fairholmes Nature Reserve. I remember telling you that there was. So this is the ladies. These are taken together, but there was no, like, when my relative filmed the video, there was no together image of both of them. So I had to take a clip of them separately, I did. They were in the same toilet then. They were in the same toilet. We have a Dyson Airblade VH202 and a Dyson Airblade DB. Remember, the gents had two Vs, and the disabled had an under-branded, a Newlet branded under Series 2000. Sorry. There's also another nearby Severn Trent Water Reserve where there was more H2O2s in the gents of that one. I didn't check the disabled because it was 2020 when I visited, so obviously I didn't get to film that either. This is an average Dyson combo. I prefer the DB to be an AB, but that's not likely considering the age. I'm not sure what the replacement schedule was here, whether it was more Dysons or an Anders originally. I'm not too sure. Next we have a couple of interesting combinations. First of all, we're going to start by moving that up so you can see that fully. First of all, we have these in the GSQ87 and the accelerator at Alston in Parkgate, Rotherham. The living store, of course. The disabled and baby changer both have their accelerators replaced, the baby change being quite recent when I filmed this, so this is the only accelerator I could access here. It's a good combo. The accelerator, Drysbase told me it was dying, so that obviously means it could be gone soon, which is quite a shame as it's the last accessible one here, and it's also the last one in the town because there is a main store, but if you remember what we had in there was the disabled toilet had an A48. Drives by S said it was replaced around 2017. I remember going in there in 2014 in that toilet, but I didn't use it, of course. No, I haven't been in since. So we replaced around 2017 with a Zinder, and he said the other toilet he thinks had accelerators before replaced with Zinders, meaning once this accelerator goes, there's no accelerators I can access in Rotherham. Of course, I'm not sure about the ladies' toilets. The ladies' toilets that this branch has. The ladies' toilets in the main branch do have Zinders. Next, we have a Hotline branded. Dry flow branded hot lines, I keep doing that, sorry, in an Air Force. These are in the concourse toilets at the Sheffield train station, where of course the baby room had a Levante branded Zinder GSQ91, and the disabled toilet had a Newlet branded under Series 5000. That was sounding absolutely awful. I can't access the drives behind the train barriers, but I do know there's some also branded and the Series 5000s, some hot wine, and I think maybe FUC ones behind there. I think there's some more dry flow branded ones as well. I think I do remember coming here into the concourse block a few years ago, and there was fully Air Forces. So obviously the Air Forces have just been replaced. The block, the videos were pretty crap. I wanted to get some videos just purely because it was a combination, not really to upload, but I just thought I'd upload them anyway. I just wanted some videos of the combination. Couldn't do it together, but that's what I got, unfortunately. It is a much better quality on the actual video itself, of course, but I have to take screenshots from that and. Not really what I want. The next combination, if you just bear with me a minute while I sort out the right one. The next one is in the Meadowhall View Cinema, which is pretty good. It's two initial branded dryers actually. We have a initial branded Mediclinics MacFlow with initial branded AK2803. These both replaced MacFlows, and they probably both replaced A48s, which is what all of the other toilets, well, both disabled toilets still have, most of the other toilets used to have, so it just makes sense. I do remember when there was two MacFlows in here in around 2017. Upstairs, the combination is two AK2803s and an A48. My relative didn't film that one because he said he was too busy. I am going to send him back to do it because this is a good combination, and Charles Bass told me that one of the ladies' toilets now has the wiffleways, and we don't want that to happen to the upstairs combination before I can get a video of them. If it does, I will be quite annoyed. This branch is due a massive refurbishment when they're doing the leisure extension to Meadowhall. It's not been refurbished since 2007. That's probably when the A48s were installed. Both disabled toilets have kept their A48. I think I remember it was either two A48s and a MacFlow or two MacFlows and A48 in the gents toilets a few years ago. But the Ikes were installed, of course, in 2019. I do remember the ladies, I think, having just MacFlows. The ladies, sorry. This is gents downstairs. The gents combo I didn't film was upstairs. I think Drysbase told me the ladies with wiffleways was upstairs. And the ladies I'm talking about with that, I don't know whether there was one A48 in there or just Mac Flows. That was also upstairs. I've forgotten what I was told about the ladies downstairs. But anyway, I can let anyone know about that if they really want to. Next we have a combo that I didn't manage to get a full shot of because the driver at the other end of the room, and whilst I tried I had to completely avoid getting one dry rim. This is irony because it's the exact same combination as Morrison's workshop. The dryer's in the exact same places and the dryer new in there replacing the exact same dryer. This is Morrison's in Ilkeston. It looked like the workshop one was built in the same era. I walked in and said, how funny would it be if the dryers were in the same place? Most of the toilets are, except the disabled and baby room, but virtually swapped places around. The ladies has the door and the gents doesn't, which is the same as workshop. The toilets are in the same place as the iron workshop because the stores were built in similar eras. Workshop Morrison's was built with the new branded Hotline JR1s, which you can see. That's what was built with there. And the disabled now has an Air Force. The gent has the same combo as this. The baby room had its JR1 replaced with just blue roll. I'm not sure about the ladies in there. For this one, the disabled still has a JR1, but I don't think it worked. The baby room, I couldn't check, and the ladies I couldn't check. But this is an average combo. It's quite decent. There's two high-speed dryers, one quieter than the other, but one dries much faster than the other. I do remember one of the hot ones in workshop Morrison's absolutely scared me when I was a little kid. We're moving on to the final combination now, and this is the first one I did of the year actually. It's pretty standard, to be honest. I mean, it's yeah, it's absolutely nothing special at all. But a Dyson AB and a Dyson DB, not special as a combo, of course, but the AB is definitely a special dryer for me, of course, as I explained before. But the combination it's not special because it can be found very much. Definitely not special for me because I would just prefer two ABs. The DB probably replaced an AB. This is a pavement shopping centre in Chesterfield where the disabled within the gents had an Air Force. Then the separate baby room and disabled both had Hockwang HK2400s, but the button versions. And one had Detta branded and one had Airvent branding. So very different. And of course the Air Force, there was quite a new Air Force in the gents disabled toilet here. I would have expected a cheaper dryer, but I think they're just avoiding only putting Dysons in the main toilets because they think they're good for high traffic areas, maybe. Next, we're going to talk about the layout of my video. So I would have loved to have a hand dryer inventor in this video, inspired by what UK hand dryers did in the 1 year video that he made. Sadly, I don't have enough unuploaded video from a specific location to do that this year. Maybe not next year either, because I've already planned all that. But what I'm going to do is include a few special features I hope you enjoy. So first we'll start with a few guessing games, or first remembering knowledge game, before we've got one location game at the end. Guess the dryer. This sounds really easy. I play a dryer startup or shutdown, you guess it. The answers will be revealed in a video I'll upload tomorrow evening. It's not as easy as you may expect though, as I'm going to mainly throw in faulty or rough startups and shutdowns, or startups and shutdowns from rare dryers. I'm going to be nice and help you guys. No dryer is the same. Out of the clips I'm about to play you. I'm just going to play the videos now. So then, basically I'm going to play these sounds. What you've got to do is guess the dryers. Obviously make a note of them because, like I said, I'm doing the answers tomorrow purely so you can have a good guess at them. There's one of the things I'm going to have to say no cheating on, really. Right, here we go. Here we go. Let's just put that on through the correct speaker. Okay, dryer 1. Still very quiet. Right. This is dryer 1. That's dryer 1. Do you want me to play that one again? Okie dokie, dryer 1. Take your guesses, guys. Totally not trying to make these ones hard on purpose, of course, because I wouldn't do that to you. So, next one, guys, we have a next hand dryer. In the answers, it will also explain why I picked those, and most of them are because they are hard to guess, of course. That was dryer 1. This is dryer 2. I'm going to play the clips twice every time, by the way, guys. You've got 6 dryers to guess, and you've got 6 questions for both of them. Okie dokie. Here we are. And again. Get your guesses down for dryer 2, guys. Get your guesses down for dryer 2. Dryer 3, I'm going to play this one twice again. Guesses for dryer 3, guys. Get your guesses for dryer 3. Okie dokie. This is another video, another hand dryer. This is, of course, dryer 4. What is dryer 4? That's quite a hard one, that. Of course, I will explain why I've picked all these, so you will find out why it is a hard one, actually. Okie dokie. Here's dryer 5. That was dryer 5. Guesses down for dryer 5. Final dryer 6. Final hand dryer. Oh, of course it's dryer 6, isn't it? What else would it be? I'm not playing. I won't play any videos in the answer. Purely because I don't want to spoil anything. Don't know if you can hear now. That's very quiet. I'll play it. I'll play it again. Right. See what you can do with that one, guys. That was Guess the Dryer. Your next is guess the location. I'm going to list some dryer arrangements, and you must guess the location where you think you'll find that in all those dryers. For example, an Asda, a zoo, or a Marston's pub. Where a chain name is applicable, the name must be given. The answers will be revealed in a video tomorrow evening. The same video. Number 1, A48s, Air Forces, and Dysons. Number 2, Warner Howard and Newlet branded dryers with the odd other slow dryer thrown in. Number 3, Air Dry Classic, Zinda GSQ87s and GSQ90s and Airstreams. 4, Zinda GSQ250s and Eterna branded Zindas. 5, Anders Zinda GSQ250s and odd other dryers. 6, years and years of A48s, the odd Ander and cheap replacements. And the Ultra Hard Challenge is typically A48s, but also the odd Ander, usually sector branded. I have gone through those very fast, so I'm going to put that up just there for you, just so you can make a note of those. So let me just remind you, this is guess the location. You must guess the location where you think you'll find those dryers, and where a chain name is applicable, it must be given. Pause the video and restart when you're ready. Next is Where Was It? The final game. I'm going to list some dryer arrangements in places I have filmed, and your job is to guess where the location is, and the town, village or city name as well, with no cheating. I've not actually put the thing on, sorry. Beware, I may put in dryers from before refurbishments or replacements. I'm not going to read these all out, I'm just going to put them on, so pause the video and restart when you're ready. Right then. Goals. So this year I have achieved my goal, specifically the goal of filming abnormal dryers in certain locations due to the cost of smart dry. And I've done plenty of abnormal dryers in certain locations. My second goal was visiting Crystal Peaks, mainly for specific dryers in one location. I'm sure you can guess where. I have done that this year, but due to my large upload queue, the video will be uploaded next year. So my goal for next year is to find more ultra dryers as in the PHS Ultra Dry Elite. Original Ultra Dries would be nice, but sometimes that's just not going to happen. I haven't found many Ultra Dries this year, so I thought that would be quite a nice goal to finish. And can I tell you that I've already got loads and loads of Ultra Dries filmed in this, because I'm classing them as blocks of hand dried and not in the actual year. I have got loads of them filmed, and of course you should be looking forward to those because you're all coming soon. Thank you very much for watching the video, guys, and I'll see you in 2024 for more great hand dries.